Good morning. One thing I love about this congregation is the singing. Mennonite tradition of four-part harmony has beauty that moves and inspires me. I struggle to hit the notes more than just occasionally, but I sing and trust I'll be forgiven. To sing is to be alive. There is the melody of the music, and then there are the lyrics. Honestly, many of the old hymns I had sung for decades, I have trouble singing, not because the melodies are difficult or bland, but because their words speak a theology that sometimes troubles me. I can hum the tune, but I won't sing that old song. That's why I so value the new Mennonite Voices Together hymnal. Our songs can ask the complicated questions, and we can joyfully voice the commitment to draw the circle wide and draw it wider still, to include all of God's children. Psalm 98, today's text, opens with the admonition, "Sing to the Lord a new song." The psalm was first written and sung more than 2 millennia ago. At its inception, it called the congregation of the faithful to sing something new, a new song. Was that admonition to sing a new song meant only for ancient Israel? When Jesus raised his voice, did he sing a new song or an old song? Was the early church, the reformers, the early Anabaptists, what did they sing? A new song? An old song? Or does this psalm call us to sing the same song that was then new and now is ancient? Or does it call us to sing also a new song? Perhaps like a marriage ceremony, it might call for something old and something new. To create something that is somehow both. Perhaps we're called to harmonize an old song with new perspectives and in a new way. In God's choir, what music is sung? What story is told? Who gets to sing that in that great choir? What is the purpose of that great song? Psalm 98 calls out to us across the ages. As with a musical antiphony, with what new words and music might we call back to those ancient songs? Listen, the psalmist declares all creation is singing in God's choir. The music is not a solo, but a layered symphony whose harmonies are the foundation of its power and beauty. The story this great song tells and the response the song calls from us is to recognize God's Spirit flowing through creation to enliven all it permeates. You must be alive to sing. This poses a challenge to ears habituated to only hear a song of God rescuing certain human beings out of a creation to an eternal afterlife. The song many Christians have learned considers the world as merely a stage for our human salvation story. Even those who deeply appreciate this world, modernity has taught us to view her with what Martin Buber calls the I-it relationship rather than the I-thou. The environmental science text that I teach from frames responsible stewardship as sustainable use of renewable natural resources, which is something far different than caring for your mother. This is a science class, after all, and we must learn to be objective. Can there be a new song under the sun? Maybe there are magnificent old songs we never learned to hear. Like grandchildren bequeathed by their grandparents, a collection of fine classic vinyl records. The music sat dusty in the closet, unheard until the day they were given a record player and shown how to center the record and carefully set the needle down and turn the knob to 33 1/3. Until that moment, maybe they knew nothing of Beethoven's Pastoral Symphony, Vivaldi's Four Seasons, Copland's Appalachian Spring, or Rimsky-Korsakov's Flight of the Bumblebee. Once they learned how to hear that new old music hidden in the closet, their potential for a richer life became so much greater. What might be the songs creation sings that we could not hear? Consider, what if we understood natural science to be a new way of listening to creation singing? Gaze up at the night sky. Astronomers hear a new song. At the dawn of creation, 14 billion years ago, the heavens began the music with an unimaginably vivid flaring forth of light. Over deep time, the song develops as a choir of trillions upon trillions of stars sing their parts. Some starry voices hold their notes for a short few million years. But the song of many, including the one nearest us, sustains its tune for 4 billion years. Look to the mountains. Geologists have learned the music recorded in landforms and rocks. Our Earth, our home, responds in counterpoint to the sun. Mountains sing us a story vast in scope of risings and fallings, continents separating and slowly dancing across the seas, congealing together, and in places diving deep into the interior of the earth. Paleontologists listen to organic life's song. Seas chant accompaniment as 3 billion years ago, microscopic organisms hidden in the shallow waters quietly began to hum. Patiently, they grow louder over millions of dances around the sun. Like a symphony that begins with a single instrument, slowly the music complexifies. Each new species contributes new qualities of sound and melody. Members of this vast living choir sing increasingly complex arrangements and sing from new places across the earth, first from seas, then from valleys and hills, ascending to the highest peaks and to the lowest ocean depths, and into the sky itself. There are movements to this symphony, separated by interludes, where for 1 million years or more, the song seems to become silent. Perhaps the symphony has come to an end, but slowly a new movement begins, and the symphony continues with new themes and richness. Ecologists note the genius of this symphony in the music of each kind of plant, fungus, bacterium, and animal, blending and contributing its essential part, all shaping and being shaped by a responsive ecosphere. The symphonic melodies shift over time, but the arc bends toward greater complexities, distinctiveness, interdependence, and beauty. Anthropologists tell of a new voice joining the dynamic, evolving, living choir of creation. Its vocal range and beauty and power is astonishing. It arises naturally and in harmony with its neighbors. But then, as it gains confidence in its voice, it begins to sing louder, no longer in harmony, but overpowering the music of the choir. Voices of so many others are overshadowed and even silenced. So talented, this new voice had an essential part to sing. The great tragedy of this singer was to believe that its performance was the only purpose of the song, that it was the finale. The music began in deep time long ago, before this particular singer entered the choir. And the music will continue deep into the future. But if this singer continues as he does now to overshadow and silence his fellow choristers, it may require a 1,000,000-year interlude or more before the conductor can again reassemble such a magnificent choir. We must learn to sing a new song. Congregations have separated over literal worship music style, but the metaphor for what Psalm 98 calls us to consider is deeper than style. People leave church not because of a split between contemporary or traditional song choices. They leave because the church does not give them tools and strength and company to address our deepest doubts and needs. Might this psalm touch on existential questions which challenge the fundamental purpose and future of Christian faith? Can the song we sing move from a theology of spiritual alienation, from the chorus of creation, to one of spiritual intimacy and harmony with her? As Sarah Renee Werner suggests to us, faith and practice rooted in this great song of God's good living creation provides us with a path to full, life-giving, abundant, healthy, and just community life for all. I want to sing in that choir. This may, in some ways, seem like a new song for our time, but it draws on older music, sung by many religious traditions that grew and prospered listening to God's voice in creation. Like Francis of Assisi, we recognize we are one part of a vast chorus to be sung in harmony with Brother Sun, Sister Moon, and all of the earthly choir. Our scriptures provide us with such guidance if we know how to listen. With both the psalmist and Native American cultures, we can acknowledge that the Spirit of God that enlivens all is bountiful, ever-changing, and it enlivens a creative world, and we can strive to live in harmony with her. We live in a world of damage, trauma, alienation, and separation. If we are thoughtful, we seek intimacy and community. I think of the Peanuts comic strip I read when I was young, where Lucy tells her brother Linus he will never be a doctor because he doesn't love humanity. Linus reflects and then responds, "I love humanity. It's people I can't stand." Most everyone claims to love God's creation, but love is lived in the particulars. Where can we start? Maybe before we can love our neighbor, we should know our neighbors. Do we know by sight and feel the waters, mountains, plants, and animals that are our neighbors? When we begin to learn their names and be entranced by their songs, we then can sing in harmony together with them. When we know them better, we may better hear their songs of lament. When we work together for the healing of all of this living creation, we may find the new song that heals our souls as well.